Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today we're counting down the top 25 open world games you need to play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025. These games let you explore huge worlds where you can go anywhere and do things your own way. Let's jump right in. Hogwarts Legacy lets you live your wizard dreams in the Harry Potter world, but set 100 years before the books. You play as a student with a rare magic power who gets to explore Hogwarts Castle, attend classes, and learn spells. The open world is packed with secrets. You can fly on broomsticks over the school grounds, visit Hogsmeade Village to buy supplies, and explore the Forbidden Forest filled with magical creatures. Combat has you using different spells that work better against certain enemies, and you'll collect plants and ingredients to brew potions. The game lets you make choices that affect your story, develop friendships with other students, and even customize your own room of requirement. While the Switch version has simpler graphics than other consoles, the magic of exploring the wizarding world fits perfectly with portable play. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag puts you in the boots of Edward Kenway, a pirate who gets mixed up in the ancient war between assassins and Templars. The game takes place in the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy, with a huge map covering islands like Jamaica, Cuba, and Nassau. What makes this game special is your ship, the Jackdaw, which you can upgrade and use to explore the open seas, battle other ships with cannons, and board them for treasure. On land, you'll climb buildings, sneak past guards, and use hidden blades for stealth takedowns. The game balances the usual Assassin's Creed formula with true pirate gameplay, hunting for treasure, raiding forts, harpooning sea monsters, and even singing sea shanties with your crew while sailing. The naval combat feels great on the Switch, making it perfect for playing in short bursts while still enjoying the freedom of being a pirate captain in a beautiful tropical setting. No Man's Sky is a space exploration game with over 18 quintillion planets to discover. Yes, that's a real number. You start with a broken spaceship on a random planet and must gather resources to fix it. Once in space, the game is all about choice. You can be a trader buying and selling goods between star systems, a pirate attacking space freighters, or an explorer naming new species of aliens nobody has ever seen before. Every planet has different weather, plants, animals, and resources, with some being peaceful paradises and others deadly with extreme storms or aggressive creatures. The game lets you build bases anywhere you want, buy bigger ships, command fleets of freighters, and even team up with friends. What makes this game special is how it keeps growing. The developers have added underwater exploration, virtual pets, living ships, and much more in free updates. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is a sci-fi adventure where humans crash land on an alien planet called NieR after Earth is destroyed. You create your own character who joins Blade, a group working to find a missing part of your colony ship while exploring NieR's 5 huge regions. What makes this game amazing is the sense of discovery. Each area feels like a separate world with its own weather, day-night cycle, and giant creatures roaming freely. The combat happens in real time where you auto-attack enemies while choosing special arts with cooldown timers, and you can team up with 3 other characters who fight alongside you. Around 30 hours in, the game changes completely when you get your Skell, a giant robot suit that lets you transform into a vehicle, fly across the map, and battle the biggest monsters.
Assault hammer! Blast them before they get up!
Dying Light Platinum Edition drops you into Harren, a city overrun by zombies where you play as Kyle Crane, an undercover agent sent to find a stolen file. What makes this game stand out is its amazing movement system. You can run, jump, climb, and swing across rooftops using parkour skills that feel smooth and fun. During the day, you'll scavenge for supplies in abandoned buildings while avoiding slower zombies, but when night falls, things get truly scary as super fast infected called volatiles come out to hunt. The Combat focuses on melee weapons you can craft and modify, adding electricity to a machete or fire to a baseball bat, and weapons wear down with use, making each fight a resource decision. The grappling hook you get later changes everything, letting you zip between buildings like Spider-Man. The Platinum Edition includes all DLC, including the following expansion, which adds a huge countryside area and drivable vehicles. Dark Souls Remastered brings the famously challenging action RPG to Switch, where you play as the chosen undead trying to find your purpose in the decaying kingdom of Lordran. The open world is designed like a giant puzzle, with paths that loop back on themselves and shortcuts that connect different areas in surprising ways. Combat is deliberate and strategic. You need to watch enemy patterns, time your attacks, blocks, and rolls carefully, and manage your stamina bar. The game doesn't hold your hand or point you where to go next, instead rewarding exploration and careful observation. You'll find different weapons that completely change how you play, from quick daggers to massive hammers, and can build your character however you want by putting points into different stats. NieR. Automata takes place thousands of years in the future, where aliens have invaded Earth using machine life forms, and humans have fled to the moon. You play as combat androids 2B and 9S, sent to Earth to fight for humanity. The game's world is a beautiful mix of overgrown ruins, desert landscapes, and abandoned factories where nature has reclaimed civilization. What makes NieR special is how it constantly changes gameplay styles. One minute, you're in a third-person action game with amazing combat. The next, you're in a top-down shooter, then a side-scrolling platformer. The combat system lets you use different weapon combinations, dodge attacks with perfect timing for counter hits, and use pod programs for ranged attacks. Your character can be customized with plug-in chips that change your abilities and UI elements. Subnautica drops you into an alien ocean after your spaceship crashes on a water planet. With only a small life pod as your starting base, you must dive into the unknown to find food, fresh water, and materials to survive. What makes this game so special is how it combines freedom with fear. You can swim anywhere, but deeper waters hold both greater treasures and more terrifying creatures. The game has no weapons except a knife, so when facing giant sea monsters, your only options are to hide or swim away fast. You'll craft equipment like oxygen tanks, flashlights, and eventually vehicles like the Sea Glide, Seamouth, and massive Cyclops submarine that let you explore deeper biomes. Base building lets you create underwater homes with viewing windows, grow beds for food, and moon pools for your vehicles. Saints Row 4. Re-elected is probably the craziest open world game on Switch. You play as the President of the United States. Yes, really, who has to save Earth after aliens invade and trap humans in a simulation of your hometown Steelport. What makes this game wild is that inside the simulation you get superpowers. You can run faster than cars, jump over buildings, throw fireballs, and even pick up people with your mind. The city becomes your playground as you complete missions to rescue your friends from their personal nightmares and collect data clusters to upgrade your powers. Combat mixes third-person shooting with your abilities, letting you freeze enemies, stomp the ground to create shockwaves, or just throw tanks at alien soldiers. The game doesn't take itself seriously at all, with missions that parody other games, bizarre weapons like the dubstep gun that makes enemies dance, and even a text adventure sequence.
Monologuing.
Our leaders failed America by letting you live. Time to destroy Washington and start over. Nothing can stop me now, especially you.
Cyrus is
Kingdom Come. Deliverance takes the top spot by doing something no other open world game on Switch attempts, creating a realistic medieval RPG with no magic or monsters, just historical accuracy. You play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith whose village is burned by invaders, forcing you on a quest for justice in 15th century Bohemia, modern-day Czech Republic. What makes this game special is its commitment to realism. You start as a nobody who can barely hold a sword, and fighting multiple opponents is almost certain death. Combat requires learning real medieval techniques through training, using different attacks and defenses based on where you strike and from which angle. Even simple things like saving your game requires drinking a special liquor called Save Your Schnapps, and you need to eat, sleep, and bathe regularly.
Enough! Enough! I give up. Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
Noire puts you in the shoes of Cole Phelps, a police detective solving crimes in 1940s Los Angeles. The game's unique feature is its interrogation system, where you have to watch suspects' facial expressions to decide if they're lying. Driving around the city in old-fashioned cars feels great, and you'll visit crime scenes to find clues, chase down suspects, and get into shootouts. Each case starts with a crime, then you gather evidence, question witnesses, and piece together what really happened. As you solve cases, you'll move up from traffic cop to homicide detective and uncover a bigger mystery connected to your character's past during the war. The game uses real Los Angeles landmarks from the 1940s, making it feel like you're in a classic detective movie. On Switch, the touchscreen lets you handle evidence with your fingers, and motion controls help when examining objects.
Stay in cover.
That's it? We got them all? I think we got them, Cole. Should be
Pokémon Legends. Arceus takes the Pokémon series in a new direction by sending you back in time to the Hisui region, which later becomes Sinnoh, when people were still afraid of Pokémon. The game is split into large open areas that you explore, and what makes it special is how you catch Pokémon. You can sneak through tall grass, throw Pokeballs directly at wild Pokémon without starting a battle, or engage them in new combat that uses a turn system based on speed. Your job is to create the region's first Pokédex by not just catching Pokémon, but watching what they do in the wild and completing research tasks for each one. The story has you investigating strange space-time rifts while helping the local village understand Pokémon better. You'll ride Pokémon to reach new areas, swimming across water, climbing cliffs, or gliding through the air. Super Mario Odyssey sends Mario on a globe-trotting adventure to stop Bowser from forcing Princess Peach into marriage. What makes this game special is Mario's new friend Cappy, a living hat that lets Mario capture enemies and objects by throwing his hat at them. When you capture something, you control it, becoming a Goomba to walk in dangerous areas, a frog to jump super high, or even a T-Rex to smash through rocks. The game features huge kingdoms like New Donk City with tall buildings to climb, the sandy dunes of Sand Kingdom, or the food-themed Luncheon Kingdom, each packed with hidden power moons to collect. The movement feels amazing. Mario can roll, dive, bounce, and wall jump with perfect control. Instead of lives, you just lose 10 coins when you fall, making exploration less punishing. The Outer Worlds is a sci-fi RPG where you play as a colonist woken up from hibernation in a star system controlled by greedy corporations. After being rescued by a wanted scientist, you get your own spaceship and crew to explore multiple planets, each with their own settlements, wilderness areas, and problems to solve. What makes this game special is how much your choices matter. You can be a smooth-talking hero who solves problems peacefully, a trigger-happy mercenary who shoots first, or something in between. The combat lets you slow down time with a feature called Tactical Time Dilation to target specific body parts, and you'll find weird science weapons with strange effects like shrinking enemies. You'll recruit companions with their own stories and special abilities who comment on your decisions and help in fights. Each planet has its own look and feel, from wild frontier towns to fancy cities, all with a retro future style inspired by old sci-fi.
Here we go.
Immortals Fenyx Rising is a colorful open-world game based on Greek mythology, where you play as Fenyx, a hero trying to save the gods from a monster named Typhon. The huge map is divided into regions dedicated to different gods like Aphrodite and Ares, each with their own look and challenges. The gameplay mixes exploration, puzzles, and combat. You can glide with wings made by Daedalus, climb almost any surface as long as your stamina holds, and discover hidden challenges everywhere. Fighting uses a mix of sword attacks, axe power moves, bow shooting, and godly powers you unlock along the way, like summoning spears from the ground or creating a duplicate of yourself. What makes the game fun is its sense of humor. The story is narrated by Zeus and Prometheus, who argue and joke while telling your story.
Come into focus.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt follows Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter with special powers who's searching for his adopted daughter, Ciri. The massive open world spans war-torn countryside, dense forests, snowy mountains, and the islands of Skellige, all filled with villages, hidden treasures, and monsters from folklore. What makes this game special is how every side quest feels like its own short story with meaningful choices, not just fetch quests. The combat has you preparing for monster fights by researching their weaknesses, brewing potions, applying oils to your swords, and using signs, simple magic during battles. Your choices truly matter throughout the game, with decisions that might seem small having major consequences hours later. The world feels alive with detailed day-night cycles where villagers go about their lives, monsters come out at night, and rainstorms roll in naturally.
Oh, come on! Reminds me of a piece of... Yeah, almost like we never left Bergen.
Grand Theft Auto. The Trilogy brings 3 classic open-world games to Switch: GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Each game puts you in the shoes of a different criminal working their way up in the underworld. Claude in Liberty City, based on New York. Tommy Vercetti in 1980s, Vice City, based on Miami, and CJ in San Andreas, based on California and Nevada. What makes these games revolutionary is how they let you choose what to do in detailed city sandboxes. Drive any car you see, take on missions for colorful crime bosses, or just cause chaos. GTA 3 introduced the modern open world formula. Vice City added motorcycles, helicopters, and a killer 80s soundtrack, while San Andreas expanded with RPG elements like working out to get stronger, and a map that includes 3 cities and the countryside between them. The updated versions add modern controls, a weapon wheel for easier selection, and improved visuals while keeping the original gameplay intact.
Straight back into the game, right, dog? Was it this bad before you left? East Coast got you all thinned out, home?
Dragon Quest XI S follows the story of a young man who discovers he's the reincarnation of a legendary hero called the Luminary, destined to save the world from darkness. But instead of being celebrated, he's hunted down by a kingdom that believes he'll bring disaster. The colorful open world is divided into different regions you can explore, each with unique towns, dungeons, and monsters designed by Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama. The turn-based combat is easy to understand, but has enough depth to stay interesting. You select actions for your party members from menus, with a special focus system that lets you save up power for stronger moves. What makes this game special is its charm and heart. You'll gather a group of lovable companions, each with their own personal quests, and the story takes surprising turns that will keep you hooked. The towns are packed with people to talk to, items to find, and side quests to complete.
Watch out!
Divinity Original Sin 2 is an incredible fantasy RPG where you play as a sorcerer, someone with dangerous magic, who's been captured and sent to an island prison. After escaping, you discover you're a special kind of sorcerer who might be able to become a god. What makes this game amazing is the freedom it gives you. Almost any problem can be solved multiple ways. You can talk your way through situations, sneak past enemies, find secret paths, or fight using the deep turn-based combat system. The combat uses the environment in clever ways. Cast a rain spell to make puddles, then zap them with lightning to electrocute everyone standing in the water. You can play as one of several pre-made characters with their own stories, or create your own. Your party members have rich personalities and will sometimes disagree with your choices or even turn against you if you go against their beliefs too much. Red Dead Redemption still amazes with its incredible Wild West open world story of John Marston, a former outlaw forced by government agents to hunt down his old gang members. Set in 1911 as the Wild West era is ending, the game spans a huge map with desert plains, snowy mountains, and Mexican territory. What makes this game special is how alive the world feels. You'll encounter random events like stagecoach robberies or animal attacks while traveling, hunt over 30 animal species, play poker in saloons, and take on bounty hunting missions. The Deadeye shooting system lets you slow down time to mark multiple targets before unleashing a lightning-fast series of shots. Your actions build honor and fame that change how people react to you, help strangers for better prices in stores, or commit crimes and deal with bounty hunters on your trail.
Not bad, Marston!
Skyrim drops you into a huge fantasy world where you play as the Dragonborn, a hero who can absorb dragon souls and use their power in shouts. The game lets you create any character you want, a sneaky cat person who steals from shadows, a magic-using elf who throws fireballs, or a tough warrior in heavy armor. What makes Skyrim special is freedom. You can ignore the main story about dragons returning in Civil War, and instead join different groups like the Thieves Guild or Mage College, buy houses, or just explore caves and ancient ruins. The combat lets you use weapons in each hand or mix weapons with magic, and you improve skills simply by using them more. The more you swing a sword, the better you get with it. The world has 5 major cities plus tons of small towns, farms, and camps, all with people who give you quests or share gossip.
Time to end this little game. I think you're bleeding.
Dragon's Dogma. Dark Arisen is an action RPG where a dragon steals your heart, literally, and you must hunt it down to get it back. What makes this game unique is the pawn system. You create a permanent companion who fights alongside you, plus you can recruit 2 more pawns created by other players. These pawns learn from their adventures and share knowledge about enemies and quests, calling out weaknesses during battles. The combat is some of the best in any RPG. You can climb onto giant monsters to stab weak points, use bows to shoot specific body parts, and cast spells that feel truly powerful. You'll choose between different vocations, classes like Strider, Warrior, or Mage, each with unique skills and equipment. The world of Granzees is filled with dangerous creatures, especially at night when powerful undead rise and visibility drops dramatically, making torch management important for survival. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes place in a world where 2 nations, Kevs and Agnes, are locked in endless war, and soldiers only live for 10 years before returning to energy crystals called life cores. You control Noah and Mio, soldiers from opposing sides who discover they can fuse with their friends into powerful forms called Ouroboros. The massive open world is built on the bodies of 2 giant titans, with diverse areas from lush forests to barren deserts, all populated with monsters ranging from tiny critters monsters to screen-filling beasts. The real-time combat has auto attacks happening while you position your character and activate special arts with cooldowns, creating a rhythm of canceling moves into each other for bonus effects. What makes this game special is the class system. Each of your 6 party members can learn any class from characters you recruit, letting you mix and match abilities to create your perfect team. Breath of the Wild completely changed what Zelda games could be, dropping you into a massive version of Hyrule where you can go anywhere you see from the very beginning. You play as Link, who wakes up after a 100-year sleep to find the kingdom in ruins, and Princess Zelda holding back the evil calamity Ganon. What makes this game revolutionary is its chemistry engine, a system where elements interact naturally. Metal conducts electricity, fire spreads based on wind, and ice melts in hot areas. You get all your main tools in the first hour: bombs, magnesis, stasis, and cryonize. Then it's up to you how to use them to solve puzzles and fight enemies your own way. The climbing system lets you scale almost any surface as long as you have stamina, making the entire world your playground. Weather affects gameplay in real ways. Rain makes climbing slippery, lightning strikes metal weapons, and extreme temperatures require special clothes or food. Tears of the Kingdom takes everything that made Breath of the Wild amazing and adds incredible new powers that completely transform how you interact with Hyrule. After Ganondorf returns and causes Hyrule Castle to rise into the sky, Link must explore a world that now has 3 layers: the Sky Islands floating above, the surface of Hyrule, and the mysterious depths underground. The game-changing Ultra Hand ability lets you build almost anything by connecting objects. Vehicles with wheels and fans, flying machines with balloons, or weapons with unique properties. The Fuse ability lets you combine weapons with objects to create new effects, like attaching a rock to a sword for more damage, or a flame emitter for fire attacks. Ascend lets you pass through ceilings to reach higher areas, while Recall can reverse the movement of falling objects. These powers create countless aha moments as you solve problems your own way. And there you have it, the top 25 open world games you absolutely must play on your Nintendo Switch in 2025. Each one gives you freedom to explore massive worlds and play your own way. Which of these games is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Also, tell me what open world game you think should have made the list. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content every week. Until next time.